All right, welcome back to a Learning C++. I couldn't help but when I opened this file, I remember doing this. I can't remember if I published this as a C++ one. I'm pretty sure I did a Learning C++ video. It was where I had a bunch of employees and I was just creating random employees. And what was I doing? I was doing something with the vectors right here. So, what kind of stuck in my craw. I guess that's the old saying, stuck in the craw. Never mind, forget I even said that. Everybody's probably too young to even know it. What I wanted to do was get this out of there. And I'm pretty sure I did this before because I know I had to use I had to use pointers. I remember doing this once, but I don't want to look at the code. I want to reinforce my learning by trying to get it back. So what I'm going to do here is go ahead and make a random function. Let's see. Let's call this get num integer. And what are we going to take? For now, just leave it blank. Let's do so. Let's go up here. So right here, it looks like I was going down that road at one time because the random device is right here. And these are private. I don't think we need the random device. I think we can create that each time. Maybe not. Maybe we could do it like that. And then, well, actually, you know what? We don't need all these pointers and crap. If we have a function that does this, we can just put it all in that function. Like that. Can actually just extract all this. Just do the whole thing. Like this. Except you'd pass that in. That's what we need. So we need a low and a high. Or min and max. Now I think that is inclusive. If I remember right, I had to look that up if it was inclusive. I'm pretty sure it's inclusive. So, um, min and max. Oops. There. So let's just take this whole thing here. X that out. Just like that. Hold down shift, hit tab. Yay. 1265. So let's call this. Copy that. 1265. Here's our age. Now what we want here is we really want to pass it from here. Like that. And that's being called down here. Oh, no, it's in make employee. Right here. Or no. Oh, it's in the constructor. It is in the constructor. Get that out of there too. Right here. the same thing here. Create name, but we're not going to pass it in here. You'll see this a lot. So name here, create name. Sort of 15. We'll probably hard code that one. Sort of 15. We could do a 0 and then names length 0, comma C. I think. Standard string, it should have a length, right? There. Yeah, I can see that. No, what would that be? A string does string have that? I don't have internet. I can't look it up. Let me see if it's in my book. Let me see, standard string. Yeah, string has got to have a length, but you shouldn't have that. It should be, well, maybe it is. Dot length. Returns a size t, string length constant. That. Oh, wait, let me see that. Hold on. Oh, it's because names is an array. Duh. Whoa. Control Z. All right, let me look at my book real quick. So if I have an array, is it? Let me look at array length. I wonder if Copilot needs internet. Where's my Copilot at? Oh, come on, Copilot. They should just have that all downloaded. Or at least some stuff. Like length of array. Alright, let me see. Arrays. Gotta consult my C++ 11 book. Oh, where are you? RS, okay, blah, blah. I should have used standard array. Did I? No, because it's a string. It's an array of strings. Oh, I used the old C style, didn't I? I need to change that. I don't even see it here. Arrays. Probably because it's not very good index in the book. 20 and 21. Come on. Let's see. Standard array. Oh, so standard array is simply, it's not like vector, it's just a tiny little wrapper around. You gotta have it fixed, so we already know what it is. So, we already know it's 16, so we need to get that. We need to do this here if we're gonna I don't want to change it in two places, so let's do this. Const. It's a good name for that. Uh, const int max names 16. And I know in the C one, I don't think you can, or can you? Max names. Yeah, I guess not. Come on. A non-static member reference. Okie dokie. Alright, whatever. You still got to do it in two places, though. I do not like that. Well, you know what? Do I even need it in there since I have it all here? That would be nice. No? Flexible array member. It's not flexible. Okay. If I remember right, there was a comment on one of my videos that said GCC you could, but in the Microsoft compiler we can't do this. So in GCC we say max names, but it doesn't work with Microsoft's compiler. Hmm. Hmm. All right. Whatever. We'll do that. Don't need that now since it's useless. Thank you, Microsoft. All right. Now we do have it in two places. Yay. That is so lovely. um. Well, the way to get around that is just to create. I mean, if you really wanted, to be serious and this was actually your work stuff, you would do this. Where are we at in here anyway? Class, public. So you have get age, you would get name size. And that way you wouldn't have to do it. You'd still have to have it here. But this one here, we can do this. What do we want it? 12 to 65? Yeah. 12 to 65. Which really, we need to put that in on our create age. If you don't do this, this needs to be defaulted. That way we don't have to do that. Because you really don't want it up in here. Zero to 16. Why is that still 0 to 15? Look at that. It's because we never updated. See, this is a good example of why the dry principle exists. You'll hear a lot of debate about that, and a lot of people are just bucking the system on that. You know, it doesn't matter, and blah, blah, blah. This is a good example. It's because of stuff like this where we can't put a constant in here and then we got to constantly update it everywhere. It's a little ridiculous. Um, but dry, don't repeat yourself. That's the whole thing. This is 16, that's 15. Yeah. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's 16, 0 through 15. But this is inclusive. So that means 0 and 16. Oh, yeah. Tired. So that there. So what we would do is this here. We would say get a min max. Does C++ have a well, I don't have an internet access. I'm out at a river site by a river. And I only got one bar on my phone, so I can't get online or anything. Nothing works. I can't even load Hacker News. It's like, why even show a bar if it's that useless? But I can use satellite connection if you have iOS. When your signals drop off and it goes to satellite, you can text, if you have an emergency or something. I tried it out, texted my friend for using satellite. But you got to stand there and you got to point it and you got to make sure it shows a graphic on there and you can move left or right, spinning in a circle, your body standing there until it's underneath it. Oh, what is that beeping? I'm leak. Can everybody hear me? Let me see. I think I accidentally hit the mute. Okay, volume up, volume down. Okay. All right, so we want get min and max. Let me see if there's a tuple in my book. Because that's what you want for this. Otherwise, I gotta put it in an array or something. Something else. I think in Go you can return more than one uh, value. Where are you? Okay, page 369. Let's go to that. Alright, it's probably a tuple header file, blah blah. Must have the same type. That's not good. They probably changed that down the road. I imagine they did, because most every language it starts off with some restricted version of it, and then it gets better later. C# did that. It was so just a pain in the butt to use, but I think now it's a lot better. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Oh, it was talking about template library containers. They have to hold the same elements or same type, but tuple doesn't. But it's fixed at compile time, so you can't. It's not dynamic. Okay. I gotta go to chapter 16 now. Where is that? There. Ooh. Come on. Oh. Ratios. on. Where are you? Okay, here we go. Oh, well, I can just have a pair. What is that? The standard pair class can store 2 values, each with a specific type. Then the following is should. Okay, I can just use a pair. There we go. That'll work. That's actually what I want anyway. So how do I do that now? Standard pair class. Oh my gosh! Now I gotta go back to chapter 12. Where are you? Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the index. I need to see what header file it's in. Which I know this is a pain in the butt watching me because you can't see anything. I wonder. I should have opened my. I wonder if I can do that, but I think it'll end the stream if I do that. If I open my camera. I wonder if it will. I wonder if it'll reset it. Let me see. Laptop camera. Let me see. Is it showing? It is showing. All right, yay. Okay, there it is. I got my book out. C++ 11. See how old this is? Yay. Okay, let me look it up. Now that I am on there. Oh, let me make sure it's not covering the code. Okay, I gotta remember that this area is covered. Okay. Pair. Where are you? Okay, 428. 428. Yeah, I gotta go through all these containers. Alright, let me see. Associative containers. So, looks like utility header file. Let me add that up here. Utility. Alright, there we go there. Yay. Let's go here. Okay, from right here, we want it here. Whoops. We're going to return a pair. std. Is it pair? No, it's not std. It's in utility. So I don't have to, right? Right. Pair. Oh, wait, I'm sitting here copying what it's doing there. Okay, so what I want is 2 numbers. So I want int and int. Whoops. Int and int. And this will be called, oh, that's just what I'm returning. Okay, int and int. And this will be, what was it, create name? Yeah. Create name there, and that's that. This, yay. And then we will do all this, except we will do get random number with our min max. So we'll say int, I don't know, A, comma B, I don't know, first equals get number there, and this will be, what do we want, 0 through 16. We're going to change that in a minute. Second number 0, 16. There should be an option there in my random number to just return a pair. I think that's a good idea. That way we can have this here. Get random number min max. And then we can say pair int comma int. Oh wait, it'd be a bool. Get pair. False. All right. By the way, anytime you have an API, especially like web APIs and stuff like that, when you have your interface, if you're gonna add to your interface, because this would be an interface here. So say this is version 1 and you have a min max, and then you release a version 2. What you want to do is you want to add stuff to the end of it. As long as you don't change the order here, you can continue to call those if you have something like this. That way it doesn't break your last version. So it's always good to put any kind of like, you want to do this kind of stuff where you put default values in there when you're adding to an interface. Otherwise, just go ahead and create another one called get random number pair and put it down here. But if you needed to just add to one of them, make sure it's on the end. That way older versions can still work. So we do that, and that's why we don't have to update the calling of this one. Right here. See, we don't care because it's false anyway. Get random number here. We do care here, but we're not doing this now. So we can do that. We're just gonna have one number there. So create name is gonna be, why did I do this under create name? Why did I even do this? This needs to go up here. In here. There. Get number here. Don't need these. There. Why did I have two of them here? I don't need that for a second. This, we could put that in num. There. X. Oh, the reason I was doing it was to get two random numbers. That was to get the min and max from 0 to 16. Oh. Here first equals, what did I do here? Random number. Whoops. So create name, get random number, blah blah, name's num. Okay. There. So we got create name, create age. And now this would be what, get pair, get high low. We want to be able to do this since we can't use the constant like for that. We could do something like this. Actually, we don't even need a function. So this is all private anyway. Get rid of that. This is all for our internal benefit. So we would definitely want something like a hash map would be good. Let me see if they got that in. Sure they do. Well, here, forget that. I don't need that. Let's do our original one here. Let's do this. Get min max, and then string. In this case, I don't know if we want to do that. We could use, what is it, enum class min max keys, and how do I even do that? Let's see. Key names equals. Well, I don't need that anyway. Key age. So it'd be 0 and 1, and those would be integers. So then, so min-max keys, I gotta define min-max keys now. So, get that. Actually, this should have been inside this one. Right there. There now. Get min max, we're going to return a pair. There, min max, and then we're going to have a name in here. Actually, it's going to be what? Do I do that? Min max keys. I don't know how you do that. That's what I want. So it would be, I guess that. And then, oh come on, hitting the wrong buttons everywhere. That. Yeah, apparently this is not working here. There's not a template. Okay. Let me see. Oh. There, right? No. Hmm. Did it include path, huh? What do I need to do that? Class template that groups together two values of publicly different types. First, second, public data members. Okay, so. I don't need STD, right? It's not in the standard. Surely not. That's one thing I don't like about books don't that don't put the namespace. Hmm. Surely it's not, because it was in utility namespace. No. I do not know. Hmm. So what if I do this? All right, let me look up. Whoops. My laptop is shifting. Oh my goodness. This is the problems you end up with when you're trying to. This is how it was in the old days when we had to learn stuff. Couldn't before internet. Oh. You had to just hope that you had a good book that had everything. Usually you had to have at least two books. Oh my gosh. I am not finding it. A lot of wind, clouds. Alright. Let's see this again. Oh. I have a feeling it's not that. It's not the actual syntax. It's where this is at. That's my gut feeling. Let me see here. but I don't know why it, because this is a function. Oh, oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. Let me see something real quick. So if I take that out and put it up here, and put a pair on that, no, it still does it. Oh, that hasn't been. Yeah, it's inside here. All right. But if I take an integer, then what? And return a pair. What about that? Yeah. Air type. Don't know. That is frustrating. I don't know a lot about this one either. So let's do this. Um, okay, this is hard coded in. This should not be. I need to put the rubber band. The rubber band. But I think it's long enough now. I look like I could look like Lou Albano. Remember him on wrestling? Put it in there. Except I'm not like, 400 pounds. Okay. What do we got? What are we doing? Do I have a build script for main? Where am I at? This is Visual Studio Code. Explorer. Do I have a build main in here? Ooh, build to bat. What does that look like? Yep, that'll work. Okie doke. Let's do that. Also, there's a console, I believe, in here. Just about all of them have that. Let me see. New terminal. I wonder if I can do that here. Let's see. Build. One thing I don't like is it's PowerShell. I just don't like that because it's .NET. PowerShell's all .NET. It's slow. It's all weird too. It's not like a console. What am I doing? Build to bat. Uh, Come on. See, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, I can't stand PowerShell. Well, yeah, the path is probably not correct because it's PowerShell. Probably got to put, yeah, see, dot, and you got to use this, the current direct, kind of like in Linux. So we would have to do this, uh, build to, build bat, no, well, to, all right, that. Now it works. What do I got? Get random number, identifier not found. Is that at? Oh. Okay, so I got to use what here? Where's my main two? Where is everything? Okay, I don't need anything like that. CPP. Make employees. Where's it being done at here? Put this above here. Put it above where it's being used. Number, make employees. Create age. Okay, that was inside there though. Create name, create age. What was that again? Different outfit 31. Okay, this. Well, it should have been in the class though. We want that in the class. Number here. There. Didn't I already have that all like that? I didn't have it down here, did I? Employee create age must return a value, 46. Where are you? Oh, yeah, duh. We can just do a random number or return. Okay, remember on stuff like this, don't make just a temp variable like this, x equals, random number and then return x. Just return it from here. This right here. When you're new to programming, you often don't do this. You'll just do like a temporary variable. Let's see. This. Now see, we could do just get random number inside here. I specifically did this one though, because when you're debugging, it's a lot easier to do stuff when you can break on a certain line like this. Oh, okay, get random number, blah, blah. Create name, random number here, return name, blah, 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 blah. Okay, back here, up arrow, do it again. Okay, yay. So, 2, there, error. Oh my God, it drives me crazy having to do dot backslash. Okay, so apparently I didn't do anything. Let's see what we're doing. Okay, everything should be happening in the constructor right here. Let's call create name because it'll do it 10 times. Get random number. Where are you? Okay, that's good. Oh, I know what I did. The problem is it's 0 through 15. It's probably doing a 16 and erroring, but I can't see. That's probably what it's doing. So that was an error. That's why I had the 15 in there. So it should be max minus 1 on this. Or no, not that. The numbers I pass in should be that. Random number here because the max. We don't want to change this for that. But on this, 0 through 15. But what we wanted to do is have a function that would get a pair, which would be the size of this. That was the original problem. So we don't hard code. Well, we'd still have to hard code that, but we wouldn't have to have the 16 somewhere else. So, anyway, I am getting rid of this stupid terminal. I do not like that. Alright, get rid of all this. I don't want any PowerShell on my computer. Thank you. Okay, what is this doing? So let's do that. To there, right there. Why did it work there, not in the PowerShell? Or is that just some old? Why didn't it work in PowerShell? Oh my gosh. Oh, wait. What is this? Okay, now it's saved. So what happened? Oh, this is driving me nuts now. All right, we got to do this again. Come on, PowerShell, come up. Okay, dot backslash build 2. Okay, now dot backslash main 2. Okay, now it did it. It was because of that. It was probably going out of bounds, but instead of throwing an error like the console does, it just didn't do anything. But what would have happened with in the console? Let's see. Now I'm curious. Okay, let's build 2 there. So it's possible now to get a 16, which is way past the array. Okay, main 2. 65. Okay, because it's in the names. So if it picks a 16, we should get an error. Okay. So apparently it did it. Apparently it doesn't throw an error or nothing. That's what it was doing in PowerShell. So I take that back. PowerShell was not acting stupid. It was just doing what Windows does. And apparently it just ignores everything and doesn't do anything. It just bombs out there. So that means, but anyway, yeah, just do that. But if we had in like a try catch, I don't know how try catch works here, but in C++. Oh, I don't know if you got to put something in there or not. Declaration. I don't know how to do that. How do you even do that? Try catch. What exception? Right here. I have no idea what I'm doing here. X, and then can I just print the X? Exception X. X. I have no idea. Backslash n. Yeah, apparently that's not right. It's just upper, no upper, blah blah blah. Star C out there. How about just this? Error. Can we do that? And then let's see, do that. Define it outside try. There. -1. Okay, so I'm presuming here that if this will immediately do the standard out error and then return before getting here. That's what I'm thinking, but I have a feeling it's gonna print error and then come down here and try to do a -1, which is gonna be bad. So well, let's see if that happens here. Otherwise, we can return like a like just error or something. Let's just do this. Let's try that. So build. Okay. Oh, come on. Good grief. This drives me crazy. 2. There. Let's do it till we hit. That's 16. Okay, so it didn't do anything. It didn't print error. So apparently the exception is probably wrong. Just pass it. Oh, okay. When floating point. Yeah, that's not what I need. Math error function. I have no idea what that's I'm gonna do. Let me consult the book. Oh, try catch. Where are you? Actually, okay, throwing exceptions. I don't want throw. I want Try. Try catch 321. 321. Okay, let's do this. Okay, exception type. So you got to put the exception type. There's no general exception or what? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Or might be calling flexible. Okay, yes. Okay, any code following the throw or following the call which resulted in the throw is not executed. Okay, so it won't be executed. This won't be executed. So to me, that should have mean this shouldn't have even compiled. Transfer present by returning value, throwing a new exception. The remaining code is executed if you don't do your own throw of that catch block. All right. Okay, tries. So you're trying to catch a specific error. But I don't know what it would be. This example throws an exception up to, so where's the exception types? That's what I need to know. Oh, here it is. The next page, exception types. Um, of any type, blah, 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 the proceedings of observable exception. Okay, so I just want exception. Const exception. Okay, this is what I need. Catch. I don't know why. Why do we always use const? Exception. Exception reference. E. Okay. Oh, there's probably a header file somewhere. Where's the header? Oh, nice. Why exceptions in C++ are a bad thing. That's one of the okay, hold on. Oh my gosh, there's a whole big thing on this. Um, I know all about stack unwinding, blah blah, and all that. I just want to know the header file is undefined, so 20. That's the bad thing about snippets in these books. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, so invalid argument type requires standard except header. Is that just for that exception? Okay, here we go. I can see it. So it's exception. But that standard exception type needed another header file. So let's do include exception. There. Okay, we ended up not using pairs. I'll add that later if I need it. Exception. Okay, so we'll do that. Oh my God, my dog's throwing up and I can't get back there. No, please don't do that on that. Here, do it on that. Go ahead, baby. Good boy. Go ahead. Okay, good boy. Whew, that was close. At least I got the towel under him. It's okay, baby. Okay, it's all right. It's okay. Okay. All right, I'm gonna wrap this up. I gotta go. Uh, uh, do I have a few minutes? Nah, I better go. All right, guys. Well, this is a weird one. I gotta get out of here and clean this up. To be continued. I'm sorry. Hey, if you like this kind of content, give me a thumbs up, like, and share, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, just so you believe me, there it is. No, Sparky, please don't eat it. Please don't lick it up. There's my dog, and there's his throw up. All right, if you like this kind of stuff, thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.